Man, Aries, I'm so fucking mad. I made it literally halfway through your reading and realized that it wasn't even recording. So we're just gonna jump right into this off bat. I'm so sorry that I could not shuffle off. I couldn't shuffle for you during this reading, but the game that I was kicking, I'm not gonna shuffle again. I feel like this message needs to come to you the way that it needs to come to you. Before I get started, this video is for Aries. This is the new moon in Leo tarot forecast. So we're looking at mid-August to mid-September, which is mad crazy because, you know, can you believe the summer's almost over? I can't believe it. It's wild. Yeah, I've got, if you want to know more about what the new moon in Leo means, please check out my video. Links down in the description box below. I've got a new moon in Leo video up. I've got retrograde videos up. We got hella retrogrades going on. This is an eclipse moon. This is a partial solar eclipse. Check out that video. I've got an eclipse series, and I've also got summer solstice tarot forecast up as well. Damn, I wish that this shit was recorded. Fuck this Mercury retrograde, bro. Like, I'm hot. I'm heated. Ugh. Anyways, so as I was shuffling for y'all, ooh, I'm so mad right now. As I was shuffling for y'all, let me see if I can remember the way that this was coming out. So I was shuffling for you guys. I saw, I saw the 8 of Cups, and as I was shuffling, I was like, we're not gonna talk about that. Then I did something to where I cut the deck, and there was the 8 of Cups, and then the Lovers card. I'm sorry, not the Lovers, the 8 of Cups, and then the 2 of Cups. So I was saying, okay, Aries, for some of y'all, some of y'all are in romantic situations that are no longer serving you, that you need to do away with, or in certain situations, maybe not romantic, but 2 of Cups typically points to romance, possibly just something that you've put a lot of you've been emotionally invested in and put a lot of energy into. But those 2 cards coming out was like, oh, listen, that ain't it for you no more, Aries. So then I was like, okay, look, we gonna shuffle, because every time I do a reading for Aries, y'all be trying to have me read the whole deck, blah, 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 blah. As I'm shuffling, this has never happened to me before, I literally watched the Lovers card reverse. And so I was like, yo, that's crazy. Watch the Lovers card reverse. Something else came out with it. Oh, the Lovers card, and then the 5 of Swords came. Like, as I saw it reverse, I like split my deck to be like, oh, that was crazy. Split it, and there was the 5 of Swords. So I was saying, listen, Aries, there's something that you need to cut off. There's something that you need to do away with. Then I was like, all right, we're really finna shuffle and do this reading for you. And then I saw the Tower. And I was just like, okay, I'm sorry, not the Tower. I saw the Death card. Was it the Death card? It was either the Tower or the Death card. And I was like, oh, some shit's finna change for you. Something's ending. I think it was the Tower card. So for some of you, Aries, although this is a general reading, for some of y'all are in certain situations, or you're just emotionally invested in or putting a lot of energy into certain things that you may want to hold on to, or you may feel the need to hold on to. Because I remember y'all's video from last month. I was saying some of y'all are in situations because you feel like that's the way that life is supposed to be, and it's not serving you anymore. So some of y'all, there are some situations that you're going to need to do away with, unfortunately. And actually, let me reword that. I'm not going to say unfortunately, because I believe in divine timing. I don't believe in coincidence. I believe everything happens for a reason. So these shifts that are happening, Aries, they're meant to happen for you because there's something better for you out there. There's something else that you're supposed to be doing, okay? For somebody else that you're supposed to be doing. All right, we're going to get into this reading, and I'm going to try my hardest to stop being mad about, when I tell y'all that even though this is a little bit of a tough love reading, Aries, and by the way, if you feel like what I'm saying in this video is not resonating with you, go on and check out your moon or rising sign. Have a link down in the description box below to playlist with those videos, okay? Man, this was one of the bomb readings, and I'm mad. I'm actually kind of heated. I'm kind of tight. All right, but we gonna do your reading. We're gonna just go on and do your reading. So at the heart of your reading, you've got the 5 of Fire. The 5 of Fire is one of my aw shit cards. This is the new deck. I had never pulled the 5 of Fire before, and I was like, oh, what does that mean? And then I looked, and I was like, oh, okay. So the 5 of Fire coming up in the position of the energy for you guys during this Leo lunar cycle is saying that this may be kind of a chaotic time for you, Aries. This is a card that points to, you know, just kind of like destruction, chaos, competition, aggression, rage, just all those bad, crazy feelings that, you know, people don't ever really want to deal with or feel. With the cards that were coming out as I was shuffling, what I wanted to say about this card is, for those of y'all Aries that, as I was giving you that little brief at the beginning and you were like, oh shit, this bitch is talking to me, this energy is coming about because you're phasing some things out. You're getting rid of certain energies, and anytime that we are getting rid of things, especially when we're getting rid of situations that we feel like we want to hold on to or that other people feel like they want to hold on to, they don't go easily. Like the transformation is never easy, unfortunately. So for those of y'all that felt like I was talking to you, that 5 of Fire card is just saying like, yeah, you're going to be experiencing this energy because of the things that you're changing. And another thing I wanted to say about this card is we are in the Leo lunar cycle, right? So we're in a time to where it's really all about us. And you guys are Aries. You guys are another sign that deals very closely with, you know, the self. This time around, you guys get a little bit of a bad rap for it. This time around, what I do want to say, Aries, is it is actually extremely important for you to be selfish. These certain things that you were shifting, or these things that are changing, they're changing because there's something else out there for you. There's something better that you're supposed to be doing. Like I said, somebody better that you're supposed to be doing. I was going to say something important. I had it, but I wanted to finish that sentence. Shoot. Anyways, sorry y'all. Anyways, so, it's time for, we're in the Leo lunar season, all about serving ourselves, all about putting ourselves into a position to where we're doing the shit that we need to be doing for ourselves. Excuse me, not the shit that we want to be doing. Note that I said need. Doing the things that we need to be doing for ourselves. And sometimes, a lot of times, when you start doing things to better your life, to better your quality of life, other people are not on that vibration yet, and they are no longer in alignment with you, so things get kind of rocky in between you and them. So just keep that in mind, Aries, that during this next month, you may be dealing with a lot of chaotic energy. You may actually be dealing with people going against the things that you're saying, no, I need this for myself, no, I want this for myself. People may be saying, no, well, that don't make no sense to me, so you must not need it for yourself. You know what I'm saying? So just keep that in mind. People may not understand what you're doing or why you're doing it. You may be feeling like you're talking to people till you're blue in the face trying to explain yourself, Aries. Instead of doing that, my suggestion is to just move in silence, like lasagna, like a true G. Like, do the shit that you need to do for yourself, and then later on down the road, when people start to notice that you've already made these changes, if you feel like explaining them to people later, then you go on and explain them. You don't have to explain anything to anybody when it comes to your peace of mind and to your quality of life and making it better, okay? All right, Aries. The next card that you have coming up in this spread is in the position of what could be crossing you during this time, and you've got the Queen of Fire. Now, typically, the Queen of Fire is a card that points to, you know, a very strong individual, somebody who, you know, is very optimistic, very good energy, a very independent person. This particular card, this is also a card of like natural instincts, like sexual instincts and stuff. But 2 messages for this card. So the first message that I get for this card being a crossing energy, could be saying like, Aries, as I was saying, with the situations that you need to leave and with these people coming in and like kind of competing with the shit that you're saying, no, I'm setting this up for myself, I want to live life this way now. You may be in a position to where you're this being a crossing energy to where you're almost kind of letting people dictate what you've got going on in your life. You may be saying, no, I don't want this anymore, 8 of Cups. No, I need to do away with this. No, I don't want to live my life like this anymore. No, I don't want to be involved in this anymore. No, I don't want to do shit like this anymore. Somebody else or some other situation may be like, oh, but we need you. Oh, no, you should because X, Y, and Z. And therefore making this Queen of Fire a crossing energy, making you feel a little weaker than you actually are. You guys are fire, but for some reason, the energy for you this month is a little more timid than it usually is, and that's not something that we need from you, Aries. We got we got enough people, we got enough signs with the chill energy. Aries, we need you to bust out the gate and come with it. You know what I'm saying? Especially when it comes to your well-being, to your peace of mind. Another message for this card, because I was talking about, you know, instincts, sexual nature, aggression. Especially if we're talking about a romantic situation, some of you guys may be dealing with a situation in which you cannot let it go because you still want to get the draws. Unfortunately, you still want to be in them panties or in them boxers, and you like, I know I don't need this shit no more, but the dick is so good, or ooh, she got that nice, she got that wet, you know what I'm saying? Like, Aries, this is where you need to take away a little bit from being selfish. Style, you don't need to sexually gratify yourself, and if you gotta be by yourself for a minute, you know, handle your business with your hand or with, you know, your little toys or whatever. This is I'm being very serious. Some of you guys are in situations that you're actually not being able to break free from because you're still having sex. And we can get a lot deeper into what that means on an energetic level, but what I will say, if you are still involved with somebody physically, it's going to be a lot harder for you to move forward or move past them or cut them ties or them cords with that particular person. So just keep that in mind, Aries. The moves that you're making during this time, you need to be stronger, and it's going to be hard when you have all this chaos going on around you, but try to keep in the back of your mind that you've got to make these changes. You've got to make these moves, because if you don't make these changes and make these moves, your life is going to become and going to remain the 5 of fire. I don't know about y'all, but I ain't trying to live my life like a aw shit card. That's just not what I'm trying to do. I wouldn't suggest that for anybody else either. The next card that you guys have coming up in this spread for you is the Ace of Swords. And the Ace of Swords is in the position of, where's your style being cramped? And as I was saying earlier about the last Aries video, like I said, I was talking about being in a particular situation to where you're still in it because you, one, have put so much energy into it, and then two, feel like that's the type of situation that you're supposed to be in, and because it's something that you're supposed to be in, that you can make it work. Aries, the Ace of Swords is in the position of what's cramping your style. The Ace of Swords is a card of clarity. It's a card of peace of mind. It's a card of knowing what the hell is going on and understanding things and seeing things from a wider perspective and being able to actually make moves with a very logical mind. Ace of Swords in the position of what is cramping your style, Aries. Whatever you're thinking about the situation that you're still in for whatever reason, and listen, I'm gonna kick it to y'all like I be kicking it to my friends. If you watch my videos and you are still in that situation and you watched Aries' video from last month and your ass is dealing with this chaos right now, that's on you, because I told you needed to get out of that situation. So all on you. Tough love right there. And I be telling my friends shit like that. Like, listen, I read cards. I be trying to give y'all the insight. If you're not gonna take it, don't come to me when your life is all fucked up and fucked off. So Aries, if you're not taking, and I'm probably not the only person that has told you, or I'm not the only reading that you have watched that has been like, listen, Aries, you need to do away with it, because I do check my videos against other tarot readers, and if you do this, you'll start to notice the patterns in the readings around the same time. So Aries, that's the tough love. You got to do away with whatever situation you are still in. And at this point, I believe you guys know what the situation is. And now, if I'm kicking tough love to you and you're like, who the fuck is she talking to? This video is not for you, because clearly it's not resonating. But if at this point in this video you're sitting there and you kind of like, damn, what am I doing with my life? Yeah, you got to tap into some clarity. Your Ace of Swords is cramping your style. Your sense of what the hell is going on in your life is really holding you back. It's really stopping you from being the person that you need to be and doing the things that you need to do. Okay, Aries? Sorry, y'all. I'm also trying to, like, workshop a script at the same time and, like, upload. What is that? What's uploading right now? Do the Scorpio video. Might be. I'm still tight about this video not recording last time. All right, y'all. The next card that you have coming up is in the position of, what do you need to showcase? Where do you need to show up and show out? And it's very interesting that you've got the 10 of Wands coming up in that position. Now, the 10 of Wands is another one of my all shit cards. It points to like blockages and just chaos, and just being too many burdens on your shoulders. Now, the 10 of Wands being in the position of what you need to show off, the way that I'm going to explain this may sound a little interesting, but just bear with me and follow me here. Rewind the video if you need to. The message that a lot of the signs have been getting is the situation that you're in is by your own hand. The chaos, the craziness, the sadness, the anger, whatever you're feeling is by your own hand. And this 10 of Wands coming up in your spread is like I was just going in on y'all a second ago. Like, y'all be watching my videos, you knew. 10 of Wands is saying like, okay, listen, Aries, you knew. This is not necessarily something that you need to show off, but that card is saying this is what you're going to be putting out if you keep yourself in the situation that you are currently in. If you keep yourself in that job that you've invested so much time and energy into, if you keep yourself in that, you know, dead relationship or dead marriage or dead whatever you want to call y'all's romantic escapades. It's just saying, if you continue to do what you're doing, stay where you've been staying, kicking it with the people you've been kicking it with, your life will be the 5 of fire, and the energy that you put out will be the 10 of Wands. You will be putting out a very burdened energy, a very dense, a very heavy energy, and that will be the energy that you carry around on your shoulders. And as they show up and show out, it's saying, listen, you don't change that stuff. That's going to be all that you know. And I don't know about y'all. I know that is a Wands card. I know it's a fire card, but I wouldn't want to be in that particular part of my element. You know what I'm saying? I wouldn't want to be kicking it with 10 of Wands energy. I wouldn't want to be kicking it with 5 of Wands. I'm sorry. Well, that is Wands. 5 of fire energy, you know? I would be wanting to kick it with the Queen of Fire energy upright, not as a crossing energy though, and I would definitely be wanting to kick it with the Ace of Swords energy. You want to tap into some clarity. You want to be real with yourself, Aries. You want to be honest with yourself about the situation that you're in. Well, and the question that I would say that you can ask yourself is, okay, what can get better? Not if this changes, it can get better. What can change? What can get better? Realistically, what is going to get better? And if you ain't got an answer for that, or if you got to come up with a whole bunch of different steps to make it to an answer that finally sounds good, listen up here. The shit ain't getting better. You faking the funk now, to keep it completely honest, okay? So just keep that in mind, Aries. You don't want to be in these 5 of fire and 10 of Wands energy. That's just not good energy to be carrying around with you, okay? Now, the last card that you've got coming up in your spread is the 7 of air. And the air element resonates with our mental, our perspective, you know, our peace of mind, things that we've got going on. Excuse me. This 7 of air is a card that points to, like, you know, spiritual practices. It's also a card that points to, like, enlightenment, and it's a card of, it's a card of options. That's the best way to put it. So this coming up in the position of your soul message, Aries, is telling me, as I was saying from y'all's last reading last month, you have this idea that you think your life is supposed to be one way, and you're still living your life that way because you feel like that's how it's supposed to be. And being the Aries that y'all are, unfortunately, sometimes you're so stuck on what it is that you want that you don't see everything else crumbling around you based on the choices that you made that really weren't for you. This is one of those times, Aries, you got to step outside of yourself and see the actions that you're taking and the things that you continue to do that you shouldn't be doing anymore, and how that's affecting your quality of life, okay? 7 of air is saying, listen, there's more ways, like my mom always says, there's more than one way to skin a cat. There are more ways to live your life than the way that you are living your life now. There are choices. The way that you have set up for you, there's so many other options and so many other things that can put you into just a more positive state of being, that you need to start looking towards that. And this also being that card of, you know, spirituality, of enlightenment, what I would say, Aries, as I was saying earlier, you're going to have to find your Zen. This is saying you may need to tap back into some sort of spiritual practice. If you go to church, it may be time for you to go sit in the church house. If you don't go to church, I barely go to church. I do believe in God, y'all, but I barely go to church. But I got my own reasons for that. So saying you may want to go back to the church. You may want to crack open your Bible. You may want to do some meditations. You may want to pray. You may want to talk to God or talk to, you know, whoever you be talking to. You might want to, whatever, you know, spiritual practices that you have. When I say spiritual, I do not mean religious. If they are, more power to you. But whatever spiritual practices you have that coincide with finding your Zen, it is time to tap into those areas, because you are going to need all the Zen you can get with this 5 of fire coming in for you during this Leo lunar cycle. All right? All right. Okay. Second time around actually didn't turn out that bad. And as I am cutting the deck to go on and shuffle, you've got the sun and you've got the star. Aries, there is positive energy for you on the other side of this. You've just got to come out of whatever it is that you're in. You're not going to be able to tap into any kind of true positive energy until you do away with the things that you no longer need in your life. 8 of Cups. Whenever 8 of Cups comes up, bruh, that if that ain't the most blunt way to say, listen, bitch, I know you think this is for you, but it ain't. And unfortunately, Aries, it ain't. Yeah, so tough love, y'all. This summer has been a rough one for you. I know. I'm looking forward to doing y'all's fall forecast, because and I know it's going to change for you. Like, I just saw the sun and the, what was that? The sun and the star. Things are going to change for you. And there was the High Priestess, which is my confirmation card. So things are going to change for you, Aries. There is light at the end of the tunnel. You have got to do away with the shit that you're in now, though. Unless you want to keep living that 5 of fire life and that 10 of wands life, like, be my guest. But like I said, I wouldn't want to be living that life. All right, Aries, if you feel like you need a little bit more insight or want a personal reading, go on and book one with me through my Etsy shop. You can contact me on Instantgo. You can also contact me via email, and I've got all of those links down there. I've got all those links down there in the description box. If you like this video, go on and hit the little thumbs up button for me down below, please. If you have any questions or comments, go on and drop them down there. I've actually been on my page literally every day for like the past 3 weeks, so I will respond to you. If you have any Aries friends, especially if you have any Aries friends and you feel like they've been going through it, send them this video. I feel like it will most likely help them or bring them a little bit of peace or at least understanding to their situations. If you got anybody cross-watching for the Aries booze now, you can just go on and send them this shit too, because they need to be privy to this shit. They need to be hip, okay? What else? I said like, comment. If you are still here with me 23 minutes in, go on and hit the subscribe button so you can keep up with when I put out new videos. Check out all them videos that I plugged at the beginning of this video. And thank you guys so much for watching. I will see y'all next time.